Well, hello. How are you
Hi there,
doing?
how are ya?
Oh, you can tell I'm at home in my grubby clothes and everything, but that's okay.
That
I am,
is okay.
and we're still gonna learn because that's what this is all about.
Right.
So, how's your week been?
Very, very busy. I leave for Nashville on Thursday morning. So as you can imagine, I'm trying to get everything that I need to done and tie up a lot of close ends. So yeah, it's been really crazy.
I have a friend going to Nashville Thursday morning too.
Ah, really fun.
Yeah, for a wedding.
We're going out. There's about 20 of us going out there. And we are actually going out there. We have a wild group team that we do a different venue. So we're actually going to watch the Wild play Sunday night. Yeah, so
Do you work
excited.
for the
It'll be
Wild?
fun. What?
Do you work for the Wild?
I do not work for the Wild, but in this group of 20, there's a lot of people are just hardcore Wild hockey fans.
Okay,
Um,
okay,
and yeah, so I've been going along with them for about the last 5 or 6 years.
nice.
So it'll be good. So is anybody else
That's
joining us
awesome.
tonight?
I don't know. I usually give it till about 6:35. So I'm
Sure,
finding my
people
right
jump
book.
on.
Yeah, just because I know
Well,
it's right
as
about
long
dinner time.
as I have your undivided attention, then
Absolutely, hit me.
So I did sign up for the proctored final exam, the Minnesota 30-hour salesperson pre-license course exam, middle of May.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that's the right one. That's the one that I'm supposed to take after I complete course 1.
I believe so. Yep. They should be able to differentiate between course 1, 2, and 3, but maybe not actually,
I just
because
want to
they
make sure I'm not
yeah,
signing up for the full one.
nope.
Okay. And I am gonna do it online, so I'll be
Mm,
whatever.
let me
I
know how
just
it goes.
wanted to get it booked because when I went out to look, they were like filled up until the middle of May. So I'm
Yeah, that
like, I
doesn't
just
surprise me.
gotta like just snatch a date.
But bite the bullet, do it.
Do you remember, Tenley, how many questions are on that? Or my next question would be, what's the best study test or sample test that I can do? In my books?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
terms, and you know what? They're all multiple choice. My best recommendation is to uh study the terms. If you know the terms, you will be able to get 90% of the answers without fail.
When you say terms, could you be a little bit more specific?
Yeah, absolutely. Like when you're in your book and like the back of the book where it has I don't know if you can see it.
Yes.
Or like when you're in your like
Oh,
glossary review terms like bill of sale, buffer zone, um deed, excluded, fixtures, land, literal, rights, variance, etc., meets and bounds.
okay. So the whole, like in the back of my book, and right now I'm looking at the real estate practice workbook, like the first one that I did on course 1, and it's got the abandonment, abstract of title, acceleration clause. That is in the glossary. That's what you're saying. Study the
Yes,
glossaries.
yes,
Okay.
that would be my biggest tip. And then obviously when you get to some math stuff, write down the formulas
Yes.
and what they're for, and then
And
that
that'll
would
be the
be,
flashcards.
yep,
Okay.
that would be
So
my biggest help, my
so
biggest tip.
when you mentioned flashcards last week,
Yeah.
like what kinds of things do you recommend the flashcards on? One would be the calculations. I'm thinking that would be helpful.
What do you mean? What do I recommend them on? Like what,
Like
physically, what type of paper or?
no, what type of things am I going to put on the flashcards? Like what kind of um things are good to study that way?
Yeah, so your glossary terms.
Oh, so flashcards for all those?
Yep.
Oh, okay, okay.
Your formula, put the formula on one side, and then what it's for, commission, and then the percentage, how to figure that out on the other side.
Yep.
Those are going to be your biggest things.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
And again, if you can nail that, then you've got the rest of the test down.
Okay. Just some of the tests that I've been taking, and
Yeah.
I'm in the second workbook now, almost done with course 1. And my gosh, the way they ask the question,
Yeah.
it's just you have to really read it, reread it, and go, okay, okay, this is what
Yep.
they're asking. Yeah.
And they're good. That's how it's going to be on the licensure test as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to have to really focus, pay attention, and make sure that you understand what they're asking for, and in some instances why. So when you come across, and we can do this today during our stuff, but if we come across a question that you're like, how does it get to that answer? How did you know what you needed, what you didn't?
Yeah.
Ask. If I don't, and I can go through that, if I see that it's a tough one, like, oh, well, this is going to be a trick question.
Sure.
Like there was one last week that said something about, it had like 2 extra numbers in it or something.
Uh-huh.
that didn't matter. It was information that we didn't need based on
Oh,
the
yes, I
question
remember
that they were
that.
asking. Yeah.
Right.
So being able to determine what is needed and what isn't is
Yeah,
super important too.
exactly. Especially on those calculations.
Yeah.
How many questions are on each of the course tests? I thought I heard someone say 60. Is that right?
I think that's right.
Because they do allow 2.5 hours to do it.
Yeah. It's a while. They allow
Okay.
way more time than you typically need.
Okay.
But
All
I would
right.
not. With that being said, don't lollygag, right? Just get done with it. There's no
Yep.
reason to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. I think I've asked all my questions. Thank you so much.
Of course. That's why I'm here. All right. Well, we gave everybody an extra 5 minutes to get on and they aren't here, which is fine. We're gonna get started.
Yeah, let's go.
I was gonna do course national stuff, and I was just gonna start with course 1, which works out great because that's the test that you're gonna take. So let's
That's
just
where
do a
I'm
few of
on.
those.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. And Darren passed his tests last week.
Darren, he was the other person who was and he passed the what? State, national, what?
State and national. So he passed his licensure tests.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So he won't have to, we may not see him again on our study group.
Sure.
So
Sure.
he's dead to me. But
He's dead to me too.
I told him, I was
That's
like,
great.
yay, and you're dead to me. Goodbye. And he's like, I'm like, no, it's fine. I guess I can let you ask a question here or there.
So, do you know what percentage, people pass the first time?
It is such a wild variant that we don't have it.
Yeah, okay. You don't track it, or yeah.
Yeah, because some people take it and don't tell us. Some people never take it. That and the questions vary so much that no two people are taking exactly the same test.
Right. Yep.
So if we could track it that way, sure, but we can't.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
And so we just don't. It's not worth it. We're gonna focus on you and then get you through at the finish line and then be done.
Yeah. Right.
So okay, so let's jump in.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, and just shout the answers out if you know them. If not, I will go through and give them multiple choices, and then we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And with it just being you and I, who cares? We'll just go through pretty quick here.
Okay.
All right. Section 4 contains how many acres? A 40, B 160, C 640, or D 43,560.
So you said section D?
Section 4
Section 4 contains
how many acres?
Do I need to be looking at something?
You have all the information you need.
Oh, that's what I thought you were going to say.
Yep.
So section 4, and the answers are, is there 640?
The 40, 160, 640, 43,560.
For section, I think it's 640.
You'd be right.
Yes.
So here's the important part. Section 4 doesn't matter what section.
Right. It's just a
All
section.
sections are the same.
It's just that it's a section. Yeah.
Correct. Yep. All right. Good. A survey would do all of the following except A, establish boundaries. And if I go through these, especially when we're alone, go ahead. If I read like, oh, A is establish boundaries. Nope, that's not it. Say no. Okay, great. Cool.
Yep, that's not it.
Might as well start crossing out answers. So A, establish boundaries. B, create legal descriptions for plat maps. C, reveal an illegal use such as commercial use in a residential zone. Or D, find encroachments.
Ooh. The question was which of the surveying doesn't do?
Correct. A survey would do all of the following except
I'm gonna say C.
You would be right.
Yes, yes.
There you go. Okay, real estate is bought and sold based on A, street addresses, B, property descriptions, C, plat sizes only, or D, plats and parcels.
B.
Perfect. Why property descriptions?
I just
Why not street
remember,
addresses?
street addresses, I think maybe Wisconsin does street addresses, but in Minnesota, it's the legal description.
Why?
Wow. I don't know.
That's okay. It's because there could be multiple street addresses that are similar. Also, street addresses are, it's easy to fat finger a street address, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Where a legal description, not really.
yeah, it's pretty
I
intense.
mean, yeah, okay, but you know, if you're talking about lot 67 and all of a sudden it's KOT 67, okay, well, no, you know what they meant. Where, you know, Main Street and Payne Street, there could be a Payne Street. Who knows? So that's why.
Okay, all right, good to know.
Yep. And when I come across stuff like that, that's like, oh, this understanding the reason might help. That way you don't have, you got one less thing to memorize.
Right.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay. The definition of real estate includes A, land, B, improvements, C, rights, or D, all of these.
D, all of them.
Yep. Which of the following would ordinarily be considered personal property? A, drapery rods, B, freestanding refrigerator, C, built-in bookcase, or D, ceiling fan.
Did you say freestanding curtain rods?
I said drapery rods, freestanding refrigerator.
Freestanding
I may have said it
refrigerator.
wrong. That's a possibility.
I'm gonna
But
say
yes.
freestanding refrigerator.
That's exactly
Like
it.
a little mini fridge or something. Okay.
Perfect. Yep, that's exactly it. All of the following are true about fixtures, except A, fixtures typically start as personal property. B, if the seller is going to keep a fixture, it must be excluded in the purchase contract. C, trade fixtures are treated the same as all other fixtures. Or D, the intention, attachment, adaptation, and agreement are all used to define a fixture.
The question again?
Yeah, all of the following are true about fixtures except what?
What was the answer A?
Fixtures typically start as personal property.
I would say that's true. The next one was it has to be excluded from, if they want to take something, it has to be excluded, which I think that would be true. So I think that's going to lead me to be C or D. Can you repeat those again?
Yes, of course. C and D. C, trade fixtures are treated the same as all other fixtures. D, the intention, attachment, adaptation, and agreement are all used to define a fixture.
Wow. I'm gonna guess C.
Good. Exactly.
Is it?
Yep.
It's a guess.
No, it's a good one. So what is a trade fixture?
You know, I don't know what a trade fixture is. That's kind of why I guessed that by process of elimination.
Well, that's good. I mean, if you don't know, then that's the way to do it. Trade fixtures are personal property.
Oh, really? So trade meaning personal property?
Yep. So it could be trade fixtures like the 10 tables I use to set up my jewelry in my garage.
Oh, that trade. Sure.
Yeah, not trading and
Yes.
bartering, trading and
Yes.
selling, trading and my trade, my profession, my product.
Yep. Okay. Got
Yep.
it now. Got it.
I I figured when you're like, I don't know, I'm like, I bet she does. Yep. Unfortunately, one, it doesn't come across when I read it, but also it's spelled the exact same.
Sure.
Okay, number 7, a developer bought a 100-acre parcel to subdivide into 1-acre home sites. Which of the following methods of legal description would best achieve the developer's objective? A, government survey. B, monuments. C, lot and block. Or D, meets and bounds.
Oof. I want to say C.
You would be right.
Yes.
You're doing great.
Good.
Have confidence in yourself. When you answer these things, go for it. You
Okay.
haven't gotten one wrong yet.
Good.
Okay. Are you ready for a tough one?
Yes, please.
Love it. All right. The north half of the southwest quarter of the northeast quarter of the south half sold for $1,000 per acre. What was the selling price?
So the north half.
Yep.
Okay, I've got to make a graph here.
Yep. Perfect. When
So
you're ready for me to read it again, let me know.
We've got the north half,
Yep.
which would be these two. Southwest quarter should be this. Repeat it again.
Yes. North half of the southwest quarter of the northeast quarter of the south half.
Okay, so I have to read that differently. The north half of the southwest quarter, which would be the north half. Okay, good thing I've got a pencil here and I can erase. So the southwest quarter that's the quarter, but it's the north half of that, of the northeast quarter. Oh my gosh, of the half of the south half. So the north half of the south.
So you want a trick?
Quarter. Yes.
Okay. So they're describing a section, correct?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. How many acres is in a section?
640.
Beautiful. Here's your trick. It's divide 640 by the denominators.
Yes. Divided by half.
So 640 divided by 2.
Oh, by the denominators.
Yep.
640 divided by 2.
Divided by 4.
Divided by 4. Divided by 4. Divided by 2 again.
Yep.
Right? Okay, let me get my calculator out. Oh, I put it in my bag for, I'll do it on my phone.
I was just gonna say use your phone.
Okay.
I don't care. I won't yell at you.
Well, but I'll be able to use a calculator for this on the test, right?
A real calculator, yes. Don't use your phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so where's my calculator? I don't use that much on my phone. So I've got to take 640 divided by 2 divided
So here's
by
an even better trick
4.
for you.
Yeah.
The trick that I use, because I'm married to an engineer, and then actually my brother-in-law was a math major and thought about getting his like doctorate in math. I met a math person, so I told them, give me all the tricks. So when you're doing that, multiply your denominators first. So 2 times 4 times 4 times 2.
So 2 times 4, 8 times 4, 32. So that's 64.
Beautiful. So you have
So-
640 acres divided by 64.
So that's 10, and it's
Beautiful.
sold for 1,000 per acre.
Yep,
So it's 10,000.
exactly.
Woof. Bless
But-
you.
Thank you. I got excited.
All right,
But-
good.
But that trick right there is going to save you so much time, and you won't have to pull out your calculator. You're going to be able to go, because everybody can do 2 times 4. Okay, that's 8. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And then 8 times 4. Okay, 8 and 8 is 16. 16 and 32. Okay, 32 times 2 again. Well, that's 64. Oh, well, what's 6,400 divided by 64? Done.
Awesome tip.
Yep.
Okay. All right, next one.
They will ask you something like this on the test.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I would bet my bottom dollar on that,
Yeah.
because
okay.
they want people to understand this. Here's the kicker. I use it on my test, and that's it.
You've never
And with
used
you
it.
guys.
Well,
Never.
unless you're working with a developer or something, would you then maybe get into it?
Not really.
No.
Nope, they'll do that. They've got surveyors.
Sure.
They have other people. To be fair, if I'm doing it all the time, maybe,
Yeah.
but still probably not.
You haven't used it once.
Not once.
Okay. Okay.
But there you go. There's hope. That way you don't feel like this is your life.
Yeah. Although I don't mind math, but it's
Yeah,
just
I don't either.
remembering the formula and the calculation to get to it, which I didn't remember that until you gave me the tip.
Well, hopefully you will now.
Yes. Right.
We'll do more of it. Okay. The method of legal description that uses townships and meridians is called what? A, government survey. B, meets and bounds. C, informal reference, or D, street address.
Question again.
Yep. Oh, question again. Sorry, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
The method of legal description that uses townships and meridians is called what?
B, meets and bounds.
No,
D.
it's government survey. A.
Ah,
So
Didn't know
D is
that.
street address. Does that use townships and meridians?
no.
Right. Informal reference.
What is that?
Hey, that place over there.
Oh,
Hey, that street
down
like
in past
the
the
house-
rock.
Yep, past the rock. Probably about 100 feet beyond the red barn with the rooster on top.
Yep.
That what? Oh, I might find the right place. B, meets and bounds. So that is from this point, from this giant boulder, you're going north 1,000 feet.
Oh, because that's where they have the little what do you call that? The
Monuments.
placeholder, yeah.
Yep, monuments.
Thank you. Yep.
It might be, and the thing to remember about monuments is it could be a stake in the ground.
Yeah.
It could be a plate like this.
Yep.
Could be the electrical pole.
Whatever they deem it at for that section or
Correct. Whatever
Yeah.
they feel like, this is going to be here long enough and is a big enough deal to move that they're probably not moving it very easily.
Mm-hmm.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I was just out at the end of February out at the Grand Canyon, and they had a little the little plate piece that had the demographics on it, like, the longitude, latitude, whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, I was reading about this in my course, and that's what they use. They'll just use like little placeholders or place marks like that. Yeah, so I actually bought it because I thought it was that cool.
that is awesome.
Maybe we make
That's
good
cool.
luck charm on the test.
There you go. Bring with, excuse me, I need this. Why? Because it's cool and I need it.
I
Okay,
do.
do
A
it.
rabbit's foot.
I like it. That's actually really cool. It was interesting when I was studying for the test. I actually went and I had to look at it because I didn't believe myself. My parents have stakes in the ground
Uh-huh.
in and around their yard. Come to find out that the whole fence, so they have almost 2 acres
Hmm.
that is fenced in. Their entire fence is set in 6 inches at least onto their yard. So they have like a 6-inch border minimum around their entire yard.
And what's
But
that border for?
it's, well, what is that called? If you have something set back on your property, is it a setback? Is it an encroachment? Is it
Setback.
an easement? Setback.
Setback.
Yep. Most
Oh.
cities require fences to not be on property line, but be on your property by X number of inches, feet, etc.
Oh, so it's like kind of like the city ordinance.
Correct. Yep.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
what if the neighbors don't want a fence on their property?
Sure.
So, yeah.
Well, interesting. Okay.
So I was like, what the heck? It was
That's
just kind of
why.
cool. Exactly. So, all right. Number 10, after completing the plat map, the developer's next step is to A, request a certificate of occupancy, B,
No.
pull the building permits, C, record the plat map, D, sell the lots.
Record the plat map.
Bingo. All right, number 11, non-conforming use is a term used in a reference to property that A, extends over lot lines,
No.
B, is in need of deferred maintenance,
No.
C, doesn't comply with current zoning requirements, but
True.
may have been grandfathered in.
True.
D, has not been recorded.
C.
There you go. Bingo, baby. That was 11. Okay. I'm going through, I've been doing this long enough that I'm like, why don't I just have these answers highlighted? So I'm going through and highlighting the right answer so I can stop
This
flipping back and
time,
forth.
so you good one.
I'm like, oh, forget this. Okay. 12. A light industrial plant has been operating in compliance with its zoning classification. After a zoning change to single-family residential use, the owners of the industrial plant are A, required to convert the building to condominiums or other residential use. B, grandfathered and can continue the present use as long as that use is not enlarged or expanded.
B.
C,
Yes.
allowed to build an addition to the plant. Or D, given a one-time option to build the plant if it is destroyed by natural causes.
B.
Correct. Good. I like it.
Good. Good.
All right.
Good.
We're gonna jump to the next section because you've got this. I'm not worried
Okay.
about you on these. Rights and interests in land.
Ooh.
All right. Real property taxes are computed based on the property's A, subjective value, B, market value, C, assessed value, or D, income value.
I want to say assessed value because when you get your property taxes, they have the value on there that they assess it at, and that's what you get charged.
Correct?
Okay.
Beautiful. Why not income value?
What is that? Like what you'd sell it for, or
What your property has for income.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. If it's like a rental or if you have a business out of it or something like that.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah. Well, that could be way more than what the assessed value is.
could be.
Could be less
Why don't
too.
they do that one?
Because that would be harder to compute.
Because not every house has an
Income.
creates income from the housing.
Oh,
That's
good
it.
one. Yeah,
It's you would think it's that complicated of like, well, it's hard to assess that. No, some people just live in their house.
right.
Um, perfect. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. The process by which the government exercises its power to take a private land for public use is A, condemnation,
No,
B, escheat,
no,
C, foreclosure,
no.
D, eminent domain.
Eminent domain.
Let me read the question one more time.
Oh, a trick question. Okay, go.
The process by which the government exercises its power to take private lands for public use. So the power that they are exercising is eminent domain. But what is the process called?
Ooh, say that again.
The question or the answers?
The answer, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Condemnation,
That might be it.
escheat,
No,
foreclosure,
no.
eminent domain. You know it.
Escheat.
Condemnation.
Condemnation. I mean, the first one, right?
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Yep. It's
Now,
condemnation.
escheat is when, if there's no living survivors,
Yep.
they take it over, and that's called escheat.
Correct. They escheat it. So the way I remember it is the government cheats. They escheat it away from you.
Love it. Condemnation.
Exactly. Yep.
Yes. Okay.
They condemn the land and then take it over.
Yeah.
Beautiful. There you go. So there's tricky ones because
That is the process. Yeah.
eminent
away when you
domain, you're like, yes, I know exactly what the. Oh, wait a minute.
And I was answering it before you even. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
and that's why it's really important to read both the answer twice. When I take these tests, I read the question, read the answers, and then I go back and read the question one more time, just in case I miss something.
Yep. I know.
Right.
I tend to want to be. I get trigger happy. You know.
I do too.
I just want to.
Let's
answer.
keep going.
I got it. I know this
Yep.
one.
Exactly. Yep. Not quite. Okay. All of the following are governmental powers except A, deed restrictions, B, taxation, C, zoning, D, escheat.
Did you say state or all of them are state except, was it state or federal?
All of the following are governmental powers.
Government powers. And then can you read the answers again, please?
Yeah. Deed restrictions, taxation, zoning, escheat. Okay, let's walk it through. Deed restrictions. Could that be something that the governmental powers do?
That's the one I want to say no to.
Okay. What about taxation?
Yes,
Does the government tax us? Okay, great.
Yes.
What about zoning? Do they decide if it's single family
Yes.
zoned? Okay. What about escheat? We just talked about that one.
But I think that's also the like county or city, or that's a government thing where they steal
power.
it. What?
That is a governmental power.
Yep, they steal it from you.
Yep. So that's a
Cheat it
governmental
from
power.
you. So it's got to be deeds.
It's deed restrictions.
Deed restrictions.
The first one. They
Yeah.
can't put. Yeah. So if I have the deed, they can't restrict it from me. They can't say, oh, you can only sell it to family, or you can only have this deed for 10 years. They can't put anything like that on the deed.
So that's
Done.
kind of obvious when you say it that way.
Yep. So take a look and break down the answers.
Yeah.
Right. Just like we did with number 2. So let's look at this next one and see what we can do. And what I'll do is I'll show you how I do it on this one before I even make you guess. Okay, under police power, building codes determine all of the following except. Okay, so we're looking for, I want to pick out the 3 things that building codes determine. Okay, great. Building codes, acceptable land uses. Maybe. It's land
So the
use.
question is, police power has, say it again, sorry.
Yeah. Under police power,
Uh-huh.
building codes determine all of the following except what?
Okay, go.
Okay, acceptable land uses. Maybe, but it's land, not building.
Right.
Okay, so that's a real possibility. The types of plumbing and electrical materials allowed.
Oof.
Oh, I know that's a thing
That's a
because they
building
don't allow
code,
certain things now.
right? Building
Okay.
codes, sure.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Height and structure requirements. I know that's a thing.
Yep.
Bedrooms, certain bedrooms and things have to be at least 8 feet. They have, certain doorways. Yep. Okay. Yep. That's real.
More building codes.
Yep. Methods of construction to be used.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's again, construction, building codes. That's a real, yeah. Huh. It's probably
So-
land use.
Yeah.
Right.
I would, yep, A.
Exactly.
Process of elimination.
So that's how I go through and do some of those weird ones. We're like, what in the heck are they actually asking for? This is weird. It's not a, how much did Johnny buy the house for? Things like that, where it's like, oh, it's this answer. And it's really relatively easy. It's okay. Now I actually have to read through each and every question answer, not just look for the right one.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Okay.
Okay, good.
All right. The term estate refers to the amount of property owned by the term estate refers to A, the amount of property owned by an individual, B, the rights held by someone who has a possessory interest in real estate, C, a claim against or interest in land held by someone other than the owner of the property, D, an exercise of police power.
What's number 1?
The amount of property owned by an individual.
I want to say A.
It is actually B. The
what
rights held by someone who has possessory interest in real estate.
Really?
Yep. So the amount of property owned doesn't matter. So my little Rambler with, that's probably not worth more than $350. And let's say I've got 3 cars and all of that basic stuff, that's still an estate. Just like the $10 million mansion that has horses and a dirt bike track and all of 17 collector cars and all of this. Mine is just as much an estate as theirs.
So what was B again?
Yeah, the rights held by someone who has a possessory intent in real estate. So because it's mine, because I possess all of the rights to it, it's my estate. Where if I hold all but one right, it is not my estate.
Huh. Okay.
What would that be called?
Say that again.
If I held all the rights except one, what is that called? You may not have, if you don't know, I've never heard of it, that's fine.
I don't know.
Okay. It's called a contract for deed. You get to hold all of the.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Just not the deed.
You don't have the deed until it's paid in full.
Correct.
And if you don't pay it in full and you default, it goes back to the owner, and whatever money you've paid it's
so
gone.
long.
Yep.
It goes to a rental state. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So there, let's say I'm I'm current in all my stuff and I'm doing a contract for deed for somebody and I'm 2 years into a 3-year contract and I'm current and I have all the entire intent to buy at the end of the 3 years and I'm in good standing and I die. Is that house part of my estate?
No,
Nope.
nope.
The person that I'm buying it from gets it back, not
Right.
my children.
Even though it's paid off, you're in good standing.
Even
It
though
goes-
I'm current, I
It
still
goes
have a year
back.
left. Yep.
Oh, you're not. Oh, so you didn't pay it off. You have a year left.
Correct.
Okay, yes, then I would say it
Yep.
goes back to the owner.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. If I in a mortgage, it's different,
Right.
right? That's where it's different between a contract for deed and a estate, or and a traditional mortgage.
But then the estate would have to pay for that. They'd have to finish
Correct.
paying. Yep, they would
Mhm.
assume that responsibility.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So there you go.
Good stuff.
I try. I try and rope everything in. I now have the hiccups. I'm drinking too much water. Okay. When an individual or entity holds against another's property.
Holds against?
Sorry, I missed like half the question. I skipped. Sorry. When an individual or entity holds a claim against another's property. There we go.
Oh, holds a claim.
That's pretty important. I don't know why my eyes skipped, but there you go. Holds a claim against another property. It is A, an estate, B, a life tenancy, C, a lien, or D, a license.
I don't believe it's a license.
Correct?
C was what?
C was lien.
Could be a lien. They hold a claim against it.
When an individual or entity holds a claim against another person's property.
That could be a lien.
So is it an estate?
No.
Okay. What's a life tenancy? Is that it? Could it be that?
Life. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Nope.
Lien.
Correct.
Yes.
That's it. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. 8. Which of the following would be used by a purchaser to reveal encroachments? A, standard title insurance. B,
No.
abstract of title.
Perhaps.
C, survey.
Yes.
D, attorney's title opinion.
A survey. A survey would prove encroachment.
Correct. Why not why not an abstract?
Well, an abstract will give you the land description, but it won't give you, like, it doesn't have a staked out where that land ends and begins and all that, where a survey will actually put a stake down the ground and let you know exactly where that starts and ends.
So abstract will also tell you the history of ownership.
Oh, yes, it does.
Yep. So that's the big one, is the history of ownership.
Okay.
So yeah, you're spot on. That's perfect. All right. Which of the following liens has first priority?
Properties, taxes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
They drilled that into our heads.
I was gonna say, I'm like, that's not even, yep, that's the one. All right. So now I want you to rate these 4.
Okay.
From 1 through 4. Mechanics liens, first mortgage, property taxes, special assessments.
Property taxes, special assessment, mortgage, and then a lien.
Depending on the special assessment, I would actually argue that first mortgage might come before that.
Really? And why?
It really depends. Because special assessment could be It probably is from the county and it probably is before the first mortgage, but it also could be something different. Like,
So there's exceptions.
there's always an exception.
Yes, there is always exceptions.
But with that being said, the way you ranked them is the official ranking if they ask you to rank them.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
Just so you are aware.
Yep.
That you got that drill. That was perfect.
That, yeah, they
Okay.
really drilled that in.
I liked it. All of a sudden you're like, property taxes. I'm like, I don't even know what it.
Don't know,
that's the
don't need
one.
to know the other ones.
Okay. All right. The grantor of a life estate may retain a leasehold estate, B, a qualified fee estate, C, rights of remainder, or D, revisionary interest.
Good Lord. Grantor of a life estate may hold, say A again. Let's go through process of elimination.
Yep, a lifehold estate.
Maybe.
Okay. A qualified fee estate.
Don't know.
Rights of remainder.
Perhaps.
What about a revisionary interest?
Perhaps.
Okay. Here's the tip that they give you.
Oh, a tip.
It's kind of a tip. It might also give the answer. If the grantor of a life estate retains revisionary rights, ownership in fee simple reverts to the grantor at the end of the life estate.
So is it a life hold then?
It is a revisionary interest.
A revisionary interest. Oof, that one was tough.
Yep. They will ask you stuff about life estates like this.
Okay, so I got to study that better.
Yep. We've got a whole bunch here, but yes. Yep.
Okay.
That one those you're going to want to drill into yourself as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Okay. If Anne grants a life estate to Ben and specifies that title will be transferred to Carl upon death of Ben, which of the following is false?
Jesus.
A, Ben is the life tenant. C, Carl has revisionary interest. C, Ben owns the property. D, Carl is the remainderman.
Carl is a remainderman.
It is actually B, Carl has revisionary interest. So let's talk about revisionary interest.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, they have a interest in the property.
Yep. I'm
But
looking
why
for
is
it
it
right now.
revisionary? Why is it revisionary?
Bear with me, I'm looking right now to find
Yeah.
Okay. What the heck? I found exactly where you should be. Usually they have like really good little tidbits, and that's what I'm looking for, but nothing. Okay, great, fabulous. That's what I like to hear.
I just got to study that one. I highlighted that one.
Okay, forget this. We are gonna go back here.
Glossary.
Uh-huh.
Revisionary.
Okay. All right, reversion. A return of property rights at a future time. A landlord regains the rights of possession at the termination of lease through reversion. a future interest that becomes possessory when a temporary estate, such as a life estate, terminates, and that is held by the grantor and or her successors in interest, often called an estate in reversion. So basically, and I always like to double check before I say anything. Essentially, it reverses back to the original owner.
Okay.
So if Anne got it back from Ben instead of Carl,
Uh-huh.
it would have had reversionary interest.
Oh, and the question was which is false.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that one. I'm just gonna chalk that up too.
So you didn't get to see it. Yep.
I don't understand that well enough to.
That's okay. Yeah. Yep. So reversionary, it goes back to the original person.
Which makes sense.
Yep. Reverses. Got it. Okay. The holder of a fee estate. We'll just move forward because
Yeah.
Yep. The right, the holder of a fee estate,
A fee,
Has right-
FEE.
FEE
Uh-huh.
estate, A, has rights of alienation. B, can change deed restrictions. C, may terminate servient tenement. D, must hold reversionary interest.
Holder of a fee estate. Fee estate. I don't know.
Let's go through it.
Yeah, please.
What is alienation? Has rights of
Um,
alienation.
Get rid of somebody, get somebody out of there.
So don't think of typical alienation. Alienation, you can sell, will, or give the property away.
Oh,
Uh-huh. So
Okay.
instead of getting rid of somebody, you can get rid of the property. However you see fit.
holder of a fee estate.
Say it.
Is it A?
It is A.
It is A.
Yep.
I
Yep.
don't like it. I don't like
So-
that question.
All of this estate stuff is what you're going to want to really focus on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's a couple of minutes left. Do you have any questions?
I kind of, nailed you at the beginning and got those answers, and like what to study. So, once I finish up, I just got maybe, I don't know, an hour left of course one.
Awesome.
Then I'll start studying and my goal is to pass that test on May 13th or whatever it is.
I would also recommend starting course 2.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, don't just wait for your to pass your course.
Nope, I will to continue. But
Yeah.
but course 1 is really what the test. I'm testing on course 1.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the help. That was fun and totally I understand where I need to really focus on.
Glossary terms are going to be your biggest best friend.
Yeah.
And then I will tell you title and title transfers kind of go hand in hand. So you might as well just start working on those as well.
I'm going to make a note of that. Title and
those,
title
yeah, because those are the next hardest
transfers.
pieces.
Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You have a great rest of the week. And next Tuesday, we'll be home. So I'll jump on.
Sounds
Do you know what that'll
awesome.
be on?
Yeah, so we kind of go back and forth between national, state, and math.
Okay. All right.
So, and then we tried to do like a miscellaneous night of like, hey, bring all of your questions. We can make it kind of fun, kind of a round robin thing. It just didn't work. So we just go through those 3.
Yeah.
And if you've got questions, bring them. It's always helpful, whether they're, and even if they're not about the test, about real estate in general, like, hey, how does this work? I heard a story about this. Does that actually happen? Feel free, because I'm a practicing, I'm in production, I'm using my real estate license. That's my full-time job. That's how I support myself and my husband.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it. So
Yeah.
bring your questions.
Okay. Sounds good. Then you have a great rest of the week.
Not a problem, LP. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
one.